Defense Secretary Hegseth grilled over the military deployments. He's under oath here on Capitol Hill. And while some of this may still be a cross between dodging a question or trying to match the president's rhetoric, we are seeing, again, the normalizing or softening of the kind of lines that Pentagon chiefs in every administration and party would always be able to emphatically say, no, of course we don't use troops domestically to arrest American citizens, but yet here was the version of the answer today.
Are you prepared to authorize DHS to use drones and also to authorize military forces to detain or arrest American citizens?
Senator, every authorization we've provided the National Guard and the Marines in Los Angeles is under the authority of the President of the United States, is lawful and constitutional. They are assisting in defending law enforcement officers and law enforcement facilities.
So the answer is yes.
In the execution of their job.
The answer is yes.
In the city of Los Angeles.
Joined now by Senator Jack Reed, who is also a retired Army captain, served in the 82nd Airborne, and was questioning the Pentagon Chief Secretary Pete Hegseth today. Welcome. What were you getting at in your line of questioning?
Well, thank you, Harry. What we were trying to establish is the fact that there is a strong constitutional barrier between the military acting as a force to defend the nation and as an internal police force. And what they're trying to do is gradually lower that barrier so that it becomes, quote unquote, normal that military people show up to enforce civil laws, that they are out to protect police officers. But the police officers of Los Angeles didn't ask for the protection. And the ICE agents are well-trained and armed and capable of, I think, protecting themselves. So this is more of eroding an essential part of the Constitution, which is the military is designed to protect us from foreign adversaries, organized militaries and others, not as an internal police force.
President Trump has now deployed the Marines, and we've seen some of what they're doing. Are they acting on a legal order?
Well, I don't think so. I think basically you would need, I think, a complete breakdown in civil order and probably, in most cases, the request of the mayor and the governor to do that. That's not the case here.
So just to pinpoint that, you think that the lack of that justification and no claim to the Insurrection Act means that Trump is giving them orders right now that are illegal, that are not justified?
I don't think they're justified. It would take a court, finally, to untangle the legality and everything else, but I'm certainly not justified by the facts on the ground. This is not a situation where the violence, and I don't accept the violence, the burning of vehicles, the attempts to disrupt police operations cannot be condoned. But it certainly didn't reach the level where federal troops had to come in, which they are. And, oh, by the way, the National Guard has at times and can be mobilized. But why are we bringing in Marines? These are regular forces who are designed to protect us from foreign enemies, not to run through and protect courthouses in California.
If that's your view, you sit, as I mentioned, this co-equal branch. You have oversee the military powers in the Pentagon. What is the consequence? Is there any effort to hold anyone in contempt or impeachment? What else would you advocate doing if they've already crossed these lines, as you say?
Well, I think we have to make it very clear, as I tried to do at the hearing, that they are crossing these lines, that the American public has to recognize that their own ultimate safety is being jeopardized here.
Yeah, so let's say it's clear, Senator, then what are you doing about it?
Well, again, impeachment would have to begin with the House and then would have to have 67 votes in the Senate. given the political alignment now, that's not an option. I think the option is to go and raise this issue up so that people pay attention. Also to diffuse the social media, which is trying to describe this as a riot and that the city's burning down and that these troops are saving.
But is there
We have
anything
to
else
do that.
you can do? I mean, we get it because we got a whole team of journalists
Right.
in our newsroom that's reporting on this, and a lot of what they've found matches what you just referred to, including the lack of a predicate emergency. Is there anything else you can do, though? I mean, you're here as a veteran and a top member of this committee. Is there defunding? Is there anything that gets the Pentagon's attention?
Well, what would get the attention of the Pentagon is, one, what we were trying to do today is answering to us, making sure that we get the facts and what we asked for. But two, yes, if we could defund activities, that is the battle we're going on now with this reconciliation bill. They have used swaths of money for immigration support via the Department of Defense. We are resisting that.
Yeah.
You know, one of the other questions I asked is, who's reimbursing the Department of Defense for all the money you're spending on internal security? And frankly, they're not. DOD is spending money that we authorized and appropriated to defend the United States, not to enforce laws
finally,
within Los Angeles.
Given your experience and your relationships, I think also across party lines and down into the what's supposed to be the nonpartisan aspect of it, do you have the sense that there are concerns within the Pentagon, within nonpartisan military leadership about going down this road? About it starts with 700 Marines, and then it's thousands, and then is it tens of thousands in America? Is there concern in there? Do you know?
It is there, but I think what's happened is because of the approach of many in the Pentagon, of the political appointees, there's a real fear that to speak out would be to jeopardize their careers and everything else. That's unfortunately a fact of life. But I think there are many officers and senior non-commissioners who are concerned because, one, that's not that we're trained for. Two, that to go in and to, take women and children and throw them in the back of trucks or guard people doing it, that's not why they joined the service. There is that concern. But I think at this point, both their obligation to follow the laws until they're clearly declared unconstitutional, and also the sense of this foreboding for fear that they're taking names in the Pentagon.
Yeah.
In the last Trump administration, we had people, military officers, who stood up, and the Secretary of Defense, Secretary Esper, stood up and said, we can't do that. It's unconstitutional. They don't have those people now.
No, they're gone, and they might have stood up against exactly what's happening right now, what you say, in your view, is illegal, which is Marines in the streets of America. Senator Reid, having done the big questioning today from the Armed Services Committee, appreciate you making time for us tonight. I know it's busy times in Washington. Thank you, sir.